Hey, replay viewers, it's Jonna. Welcome to the hashtag Replay Viewer Club. I appreciate you being here. And I thought I'd just hop on. I'm going to do a really quick live because I don't have time to record. So I thought I would show you my process right now of where I'm sitting on my birthday journals. And I shared this in the live last week. I think it was last week, Friday or something. I can't remember. And I wanted to show you where I am. So, in that I did it that third one I was showing you. I'm going to do a correspondence journal, and I already started kind of pulling stuff for that one too. And then, shockingly, I have to show you something else that I ended up finding for this journal, which I'm super excited about. And I forgot that I had been collecting this stuff, and I found it in a bin because I've been kind of going through my bins. I have all my kits like of projects I pull for that I have upcoming. And then when I moved, I had a bin of all these bags of things I had pulled for journals that I wanted to make. And in that bin, I ended up finding this stuff. So I'm super excited about that. So that may end up being a whole nother series. But I did do these two. I'm doing them in honor of my birthday that's coming up. And I made myself one. And now I had enough left over. So I made two more. One is pink and one's blue. And if you're interested in reserving these at any time, you can just email me down below. In the description box is my contact information, and let me know if you end up wanting to reserve one. I will take a reserve on these, and then I will email you and we'll talk about it. So I want to show you what I've pulled so far, and then I will move on. But I found these. I've been pulling some really cute, like, gifts and kids and gifts, and so I found this Mattel ad that I'll probably make journaling cards out of, and this Fizzies ad. And then I found in some cookbooks, I got some really cute, like she's having a little party here with her bunny. And then there's this yummy cake tray, brownie tray. And I thought she's cute. She's got her little tutu on and she's getting ready, I'm saying, for a party. And then here's some kids sitting around the little, this is the front of a childcraft book that I had. And I found this image and I thought it was really sweet how they're playing their little record player. I thought this was just fun and very 1970s. I personally do not remember the boxes looking like this, but I wish they would come back out with this box because I would so turn this into a junk journal, this box. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Yeah, I just hopped on real fast. I know that Khadijah is coming on, I think, at around 5 o'clock or something. I forgot. I don't know if she comes on at 4 or 5, but she'll be on. So I want to make sure that I get this done before I head over to watch her and Tracy. But look how cute. Wouldn't this make, if we had these boxes, this would be such a cute junk journal cover. I love that. And maybe I need to write to Pillsbury. Could you come out with that box again? And then here's a little girl enjoying her toys that she got. So I did that. And I just love this ad. I think this is adorable. It was for Chevrolet. You'll have plenty to show off. But I love, like, I'm just going to pretend that that little boy just got the airplane for his birthday. Yeah. And then I pulled a bunch of little journaling sheets yesterday when I did the live. So I just threw those are in there. And then I pulled some more ads of children. I thought this was cute. She's playing on something. I don't know. But it says Pennywise and Practical for playtime and party time. And I thought, look at this little romper. So cute. And then here's some kids out of a Sears catalog that I had from the 1980s, 83, I think. Sears catalog or JCPenney's catalog, I can't remember. And they're going to a birthday, so I thought about cutting them out. They would make really cute journaling cards, and so would they, with their holding on to their balloons. I know, I love the old ads. And then who didn't, want a bike for their birthday? So I did cut this out of I think this one was Sears. I have some labels. Oh, I had this from the other day, so I've taken apart and copied it, and I'm gonna make some library pockets for the journals, and I have some doilies. And then I went into my napkin stash, and I forgot that I had this Cat Kitson napkins from when I went to England. This is how long I've been holding on to these, since 2015. So I've had these Cat Kitson ones since 2015, and to make it worse, I have had these from Tiger from Denmark since 2010. So that's how long I've had these napkins. It's time to use them. But I thought it was so fun with the packages, perfect for a birthday theme. So, and the cat in the window and the bird on the door and the wonky door is just really, really cute. So I'm going to do something with the napkins. And then I pulled some pink. Oh, I got a lot more doilies there. I got some pink doilies. And then I found this really fun, bright 1960s wallpaper. I don't have a lot of it, but I have enough to make pages. So to put in the journal. Not this one. This must have just fallen out of the pouch that I had it in. So I pulled that because I thought that'll be fun for the birthday journals, because these are my covers. And the inside also is pink and has flowers. And this one is pink and has that flower. So I am pulling like pinks and blues for this one. Pinks, blues, and greens. And then I had some gingham wrapping paper, which I thought would be cute. And then I have this. I got to find my other ones. I only found this one sheet. And I know I have the whole ledger, but there's this ledger from 1959, and it's pink and blue, so I thought that would be really cute. I know. Isn't that terrible? I've been hoarding all this stuff, but not anymore. I've got a big thing coming up big announcement in February, and I'm not hoarding anymore. So, yeah, I've got a life change coming up, and anyway, so this one I had decided and pulled stuff for a correspondence journal, because she's writing here a letter, and I thought that would make a really cute correspondence journal. So I started to pull a few things that I had, but like I said, I already pulled the paper. It's the Mary Frances paper I've been holding on to. And then here's some things that I've pulled lately. Let me see. Okay, so I showed the paper the other day that I was using in this one, and we all had to share photos back in the day, so I did pull one of those. And then this is like a contact card, and then these came from Denmark. I've been hoarding onto these. I bought these at a thrift store over in Denmark, and there's a little girl and a little guy, and he's got a correspondence there. So I think this was for confirmation card. What it says in Danish. And then here's two little girls. They're sitting here writing letters. So I found that while you were out. I have this little social telegram, suggested sentiments for many occasions, using telegrams. And I know I've got a stack of telegrams somewhere, so I want to pull those out. But these are all little things that you can write. I'm going to copy this for myself, because do you ever have issues of writing things in people's cards that are not like, you just want to send out a nice card, they're an acquaintance, but they're not like your family or really close friend, I think these are nice sentiments to be able to, especially condolences. Condolences are super hard. And then I have a coaster, and I went to the Grand Hotel back in 2006. Up in Mackinac, and I had one of their coasters. So not a coaster, but a napkin. And anyway, got that. Here's a little mail woman. This is one of those playing cards. And then there's some of these that I had found that would go. And then I had a bunch of stamps. I've got tons of these envelopes of vintage stamps and stuff. And so I love these 5-cent airmail. So I did get those to put in it. And then some antique postcards. I love these too. And So anyway, there's some postcards. And then here is this I got in Italy. It has a Florentine print on it. And so I thought that was kind of nice little correspondence. And then here is a little postcard, one of those souvenir postcard thingamabobbies. What do you call these? Postcard souvenir books, I guess. I don't know. And then here's an airmail envelope ad and a to-do list, but it had to call, so I thought that was nice for correspondence. Can be calling or writing. And then this came out of a address book from, I think it was like from 1930s. And then I just thought that was pretty, so I'm going to add that. I was going to add this in. So that's kind of what I had started to pull. Well, then when I went through my bin, that's for the correspondence journal. Then when I went through my bin, oh my goodness, I had found out that I had all this stuff pulled for correspondence journal. So I had Charlie Brown, and he's got his U.S. mail. And I don't know that it's not all about mail, so, but I thought the cover for a glue book would be adorable. And so anyway, but I thought he was really cute on there. So, or even just to do a blank correspondence, like glue book that you could glue your correspondence in. I don't know what I would, but thought it was cute. In the meantime, I had all this stuff already that I have been like collecting, and I didn't even realize that I had it. I forgot that I had it actually, because it's been in a bin since I moved. And there's a little envelope. Here is, look at this little guy, the little mailman. Isn't he cute? He's so sweet. So there's a little mailman thing. I've got a UPS patch I need to put in here. This is a postal pencil, so it has like the blue and the red. I don't even know if they make postal pencils anymore. Here is a P.O. box key. And then I've got this little guy that is the mailman, and I have another one too that I found, and he has the little post box, and it's a little mouse and a mail. So won't those make little cute trinkets for, not for this one, but I may, like I said, I may end up making one out of this and some other things that I have. This is all about stamps, certified, and sending certified mail. So there's an article on that. And then I had this little mailman saying hi to the girls in their playing in the sandbox. This pattern lady came off of, it's a pattern, and she has her little house coat on, and she has her letter in her hand. I have one of these U.S. postage stamp books. Look at that. Mail early in the day. And then Richard Scarry, I have one of his with the mail truck. And what else? Oh, this is Parcel Post book page. And then I've got this like airmail baker's twine. I have a whole roll of that, but I probably threw it in here just to remind myself, because I do that. I have this one, which is Sesame Street special delivery, and she's in a roller skate. So that's another one I could do. And this is all about the mail and her delivering. So that's another one I could do for a correspondence journal. And then here is out of a book thing, a little post box. So I don't know how much I'm going to have to make 3 of these, but I do have a lot of stuff. That's the same book. I guess I have 2 of those books. Here's an article on collecting things made of paper, but there's a thing on stamps, collecting stamps. And then here is the mailman. And then I have 7 little postmen, but I only have the front cover. I don't have the back cover. But I thought these would be fun pages to just add in, or I could make another back. I don't know what the interest is going to be in the correspondence journals, but here I have another pattern lady, and she is reading mail right there. And then this is the inside part where she has her little mail in her hand. And then this came out of Sesame Street, and here's Ernie running into the post office, talking to the postal worker. So there's that, and then there's more on that mailing things. And then what else is in here? Here is a kid on the floor writing. Aw, thanks, Julie. Well, I've been collecting for a long time, and I just keep piling it up. You know, you just when I see it, I just pile it up. Here's 7 little postmen right here. So that must have been out of that book. This must have been the little golden book. Yeah, there it is right there. So this is the bigger version. You know how they do the condensed story in the big postal worker? So that'll be fun pages. And then here's the postman. This came out of like a Childcraft or some kind of reader. Postman. Here is the mail, and a letter is a gypsy elf. And the postman. And then here's cards that say you're special. And here's a little boy mailing. Let's see, here's an ad out of Life magazine about zip codes. I just think this is a really cool subject because not a lot of people send mail anymore, right? I try to. In fact, for my friend for Christmas, I literally sat down and wrote her a letter because we have been trying to talk on the phone. She ended up getting a new job, and they had a tree fall on their house at the same time I had one fall on my house. So they're trying to rebuild their house. And we have, because she's been so busy with all of that, navigating that, and me also, I've not been able to talk to her at all. So I sat down and wrote like a 3-page letter, and she ended up texting me like, oh my gosh, I got your letter. I can't tell you last time I got a letter. Hey, Trudy, how are you? So anyway, this has been on my heart to do one of these journals, so that's why I have a lot of stuff for them. And this is the U.S. Post Office in Salem, Illinois. That's a postcard of the post office. And then I had made these in Alive, and I have this tissue paper that has letters and envelopes on it. So I knew I was going to be making these journals, and so I went ahead and used that. There are some cards, like there's a letter, envelope, and a stamp. So some kind of flash card. And so you know this is old because now whenever you see any of the flashcards, it says forever on the bottom, the forever stamps. I don't know if you guys have noticed I switched from money. Aw. I am just showing kind of what ended up happening. I made these 3, and I was going to do, I'm doing birthday journals, but then after I started thinking about this one, I thought, oh, I'm going to do, because she's writing a letter, I'm going to do a correspondence journal. And so I had already pulled all this ephemera for the correspondence journal, but then I realized when I was unpacking a bin that I had a whole nother thing called postal. So now I'm just going through that to see what's in it. And I'm going to probably do a couple of correspondence journals now. One that looks like this with fabric, and then the other, I don't know how many I have here because I don't even know what's in here. Oh, I do have the whole book for the 7 little postmen. I don't know. Are little golden books kind of like overkill? I don't know. A lot of people do them. I enjoy them, but I don't know if there's too many out there. So I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. So this is from Charming Children. It was a TV show that my father was working on, and I have some of the books from it. And this is called The Postman. It was a song that she wrote. Here's another mail woman, a mailbox flashcard. Here's another stamp flashcard, and here is another stamp flashcard. And then printed envelopes, American stationery. So I still haven't gone through my stationery to pull out stationery. And like I was even thinking like pens, like writing instruments would be fun. So, oh, okay. Julie, this is Trudy, Tucker and Tulips. And if anybody's watching the replay, both Day Trip Vintage Co. and Tucker and Tulip Designs, they both have channels. So I'm going to link them below because they were in here if they don't pop up in my chat. I know sometimes the chat doesn't come up for a while. I don't understand that, but whatever. So I will make sure I link them below, anybody who has a channel. But anyway, Julie, Trudy is the sweetest lady. She did, and so is Julie. You guys need to say hi to each other because you both are just adorable and so talented. And uh, Julie does her channel. You do a regular thing on Thursdays, right? Because I always forget to put it in my calendar. I have it on notification, but I don't know why I don't get notifications till like after you've started. So I'm always late to your show. I need to actually like find out what time you actually come on. Do you come on at a set time or you just come on Thursdays? And then Trudy came and did a craft and chat with me a few months ago, which we need to do another one day. And she has been doing vlogs, which have been so cute because she has her little grandkids in there and it's adorbs. And yeah, I love the one where you guys went to that museum. It was awesome. And so anyway, getting back on task because I want to get done before country living. I thought about, I want to do this. Oh, here's another pen one. I thought about doing a cross stitch. I have some Aida cloth, and that's maybe what I'm going to end up doing. That is so stinking cute. So anyway, I don't know if I need to send away for this or if I actually have it. I'm going to have to look. I think I might still have that magazine. A Western Union ad, collecting stamps out of Charlie Brown. Oh, look, he wrote to the little red-haired girl who he loved. He wrote a letter. Oh, there he is writing. Love Charlie Brown. Okay. Oh, your lives are on 10 a.m. PST. So you're behind me. So that would put me, you're 2 hours behind me. Yeah, so that's at lunchtime. So that'd be noon. Okay, that explains why. I kind of see you in the early afternoon here. But she's really cute because Julie does like, she pulls a prompt and then you have to do the little prompt. So it's kind of fun. Not kind of fun. It is fun. Let's see. Right. Oh, these must be upside down. So this is a bunch of Charlie Brown correspondence stuff, writing letters, a mailman, the box that holds the mail. Charlie Brown wonders if there is a letter for him in his mailbox. And then we need to encourage Trudy. Trudy, have you finished going through? You were doing some live sales there for a little bit with your granddaughter. And did you finish cleaning out your pile? Because you showed in one of your vlogs your pile, which we all have those. I think all junk journalers have that. And it is overwhelming. It's overwhelming. In fact, I was having a really good conversation with Khadijah this morning, and we were talking about how sometimes, you get overwhelmed, and how she was cleaning up as we were talking. She was getting stuff up off the floor and things like that. And I said, my issue is not my craft room. That is all organized. I can get around without bumping and knocking anything over. My floor is clear. Everything's labeled. I'm all good. Mine is, I have a little sitting room outside where my doors are, glass doors on my scrapbook room. And then I overlook the lake, but I have a little sitting area in between here and my doors to go out to the deck. And that's where my piles end up. So I have quite a few piles. I was trying to organize them today. I got to go up in the attic and get the attic room and get myself some storage bins, and then I can put that stuff away. But that's my issue. Mine isn't in my room because I don't like to have a bunch of junk in my room, or I get distracted very easily because I'm being healed of ADD. And so I like squirrel. So I try to keep all of that in. I've got another room up on the second floor. I have one room and all that houses all that stuff. And I have a closet, big, huge closet in my room that everything is labeled and in bins, the stuff that I use on a daily basis. So that's in there. But when I get things from a thrift store or when I'm in between seasons, so if I'm working on a project, like I still have all my Christmas stuff in a Christmas cart, which works out because Khadijah invited me to come sell on her channel in February, and I'm gonna do little trinket boxes. So I still she's like, people are still looking for vintage Christmas, and I'm like, well, I got a ton of it, so I'm gonna do that. So I'm glad I hadn't packed that up. So that's good. But that cart is outside of my room. I can't have it in my room. And that's the deal. I haven't unpacked the cart yet. So now it sits outside my room. That's my issue. And let's see. Trudy said, oh, girl, no, but close. That's good. I can't do retail. you Oh, do I need anything? You're so funny. I just collected too much stuff with the intention of doing sales, but I'm not a retail person and would rather give things away. Aw, I hear ya. I know. I got into the whole, I have bins of vintage things that I picked up for vintage storage, and I have so much of it. And what happened was when I moved into this house, I can see my craft room. So I wanted it all kind of cohesive to match the rest of my house. And my other craft room was like a 1970s, 60s, 70s, like Brady Bunch house. And so all that, it was all green and avocado green, orange, and yellow, and things like that look, floral, flower power things. And so all that is up in now, organized in my space up in my second floor room that I call my store that I go shop for myself. But man, oh my goodness. Okay, who's your mama? That was so funny yesterday. Hi, Debbie. Oh goodness. Hi. Okay, Julie says my issue is so little storage and place to craft. I craft in a corner of your dining room. I know, but you know what, Julie? You have done such a good job at keeping your dining room. Like, you've really done a great job and you are very productive in it. So it works for you. And I think it's awesome. I think you've done great. I think you've done great, Julie, with your space. And I got to get my fabric under control. That's what I was talking with Khadijah today about. I have, those yellow and black, I think what are they, like 47-gallon tubs, the yellow and black tubs. I'm going to say I have 12 of those of vintage fabric that I have got to go through. And yeah, because I would buy it because I liked it for myself, but then you end up with like 3 yards of it. So I make my journal for myself, and then it was the same way with this thing. I found a fat what is it? Feed sackcloth quilt that was all kind of torn up and everything like that. And I bought it for myself, and I already made myself a journal out of it. And now it's like, okay, now I have this huge feed sackcloth quilt. What am I gonna do with this thing? So I've been hoarding it for a couple years now, and I'm like, I'm pulling it out. So I made a journal for the Prairie Girls gathering that we did, and then in that I had the Holly Hobby fabric, but on the Holly Hobby fabric it had these birthday girls. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use this fabric. Hi, Veronica, welcome. And so in that, I had about 5 yards of this really sweet Swiss dot fabric. And it's like all my favorite things. It's little daisies. It has, and I'm doing this in my Doors and Daisy journal. Pink gingham, and then it has the Swiss dot, and this is that like flocked. You know how Swiss dot is, and so I'm like, I've got to use this. So when I made the one when I did the Holly Hobby journal for Prairie Girls Gather, I said, I've got it out. I need to just do it. And so anyway, that's what I'm doing. And then when I cut up the piece of fabric that had the Holly Hobbies on it, I had 2 birthday ones, and then that was it. I only had like a little scrap of it, but on that was her. And what was I going to do with her? So I'm like, okay, I got to make a third one. And I thought about making her just strict Holly Hobby, but when I went through all my stuff, I don't have enough to do a Holly Hobby journal. So then I thought, well, she's writing a letter. Hence why I got into this whole correspondence thing, which I was good for doing this as like pink and blue and doing the whole correspondence thing with this one until I found this in a bin out in the garage. And then it was all full of postal stuff. And now I have found all these other like postal, well, it's been awesome, but I found all kinds of like, look at him. Isn't he the cutest? I don't know if you guys were in here when I had him. Look how cute he is. And but like he would be so cute on the front cover of a hardback book. And so now there's that, you know. And so now do I set her aside and then just do a whole thing on correspondence, and just do my birthday thing right now? So I have my birthday journals done by my birthday. Or do I work on it all at the same time? That's kind of the deal. How do you guys work? Do you do that? Thanks, Julie. So, who's your mama is Debbie. And hey Khadijah, I know you're coming on. What time are you coming on? Is it 4 o'clock my time or 5 o'clock my time? I just decided to come on and do a quick stream while I was going through this, and I wanted to ask some questions about the correspondence journal. So anyway, so I've pulled, here's a little mailman, and then I found the Richard Scarry postman, Pig and his busy neighbors. Like, I didn't even know that I had this. I have these things from your post office, envelopes from the post office. So I have tons of stuff for this correspondence journal. Look at this, the dot. Some little kid did the dot to dot in the mailman. Kermit Kitten travels first class. 6 your time. Okay, 5 my time. Okay, I thought it was 4, so I'm like rushing because I wanted to make sure that once I was done, I would send everybody over to your live. My birthday is in March, and I am a very slow journal maker. So I'm an intentional journal maker, so I'm really slow at it. I'm not a quick journal maker unless it's something that I'm really passionate about and I love. So I'm really good at making covers. So if you ever want to just do a collab with me where I make the covers and you do the rest, hey, I'm open, because I love making the covers. I'm a tactile person, so I love the covers, and I love making the ephemera. And I'm trying not to going to be overwhelmed because I actually do have a ton of postal stuff. Seriously, like no idea. And then there's these little game pieces that have the postman on it. But like I said, I've been collecting for a long time. Mary gets the mail, and then I've got this postal worker thing and some more U.S. mail. Some kid. I love the ones where the kids have colored in it. I love those. Let's see what else I have. This one. There's the mailman. Oh, you just started journals maybe a month ago and you're loving it. Do you have a theme? Yeah, mine's in March. Cottie's doing a live with Tracy Hines. They are crafting. Here's Mailman Mike. And then I have some more. Somebody's been reading my mail. What else? I have some washi tape that's postal. I know I have a ton of stamps. What is this? This is all about find mail routes. And then there's some stamp stuff. And then this is, I think on here was mailing a letter, post, money order. Here's another mailman. So I have tons of letter to the editor. This says a letter, some old dictionary paper, writing a letter. Here is stamps. That's cute. Oh yeah, plus I can like do a whole sheet of all these vintage postal stamps I have, like rubber stamps. I have tons of old vintage ones. And why do I have this? Oh, some of these must be upside down. The postman brought an invitation to a party today. Hi, handicapping crafts. Okay, let's see. Debbie said, I've been learning all the ins and outs, but I have made a couple journals and some ephemera. Awesome. Well, let me tell you, Debbie, there's tons of people out there, that's for sure, that make journals. Let's see. Trudy says she's working on Rebecca Hoot's Valentine's Day swap, and she's finally working on her Emma journal. Nice. I can't wait to see it. I didn't do Rebecca's swap. Rebecca Hoot has great swaps. But I am looking forward to her theme this summer. Did you see what her theme was for her camp this summer? It's one of the theme is one that I wanted to do, so I'm so glad she's doing it, because I had wanted to do a Candyland journal, and when she did Candyland last year for her summer, I was like, yes. And so anyway, we did summer camp with the Candyland theme, and I had a blast doing that. And so that's another thing I need to get back working on. So Debbie, do you have a channel? I don't know if I have that you have a channel. I need to put you in the channel. And I'm looking for, I had a channel list going in my top drawer. I had a channel list going, and I can't find my channel list. And if you have a secret name, I'll put you on this for now and then. Anyway, you have a channel, but you haven't posted videos yet. Well, you can get some followers before you post your video. Are you calling it? Is it called? Is it under your name? Who's Your Mama? 7. Sandra. Hi, my friend. Oh my goodness, Sandra. Oh, I got some. I bought some things from her live sale, and then when I was in there, she was doing Canada candy, and I have an allergy. I'm allergic to corn byproducts, so I cannot have candy unless it's made with sugar, cane sugar, and I have to make sure it doesn't have any corn byproducts in it, because there's maltodextrin is corn. There's all kinds of names for different things that are actually corn. And so anyway, so she said, you're going to get some Canada candy when I go to Canada if you bought something from me. And I was like, what? And it was all clean, and I could eat it all, and it was wonderful. Oh my gosh. I had to hold myself back. It was a treat I did every day with a cup of coffee, and I thought about you. So that was awesome. No. There was no corn in it. I didn't have any problems with it. So I get hives, and I get a hi Sean, and I get what do you call it? Like inflammation. My joints get stiff, and I get inflammation. So I did the doctor's elimination diet, and that's how I found out what I was allergic to. So I can eat corn. I can eat like corn on the cob. I have no problem eating corn on the cob. And I can have popcorn as long as it's just like the organic kernels and nothing else. And then I use avocado oil to pop it in, or I just put it in a paper bag in the microwave and pop it that way. So, Sandra at Blossom and Inspire, she has a channel. So if you want to go follow her, she's awesome. And I already introduced Julie to oh no, my friend's calling. and that makes my screen slide. So, but Day Trip Vintage is Julie, and I introduced her to Tucker and Tulips, who's my friend Trudy. So say hi to Trudy. That's who she is. And who's your mama? We have to go follow her when she gets her channel up. And she starts journaling, and then Khadijah is Paint Paper Play, and she is also my friend, and she has a channel, and she's going live shortly after I'm done here. So make sure you go in and follow her and catch her and Tracy doing their live, and we will be crafting along. All right, so let me show you what else I have gathered that I didn't realize that I had. Oh, so I have another post office patch. Woohoo! And I have the UPS patch. So those will be definitely going. I see myself. I need some. Hey, Khadijah, do you have any like airmail or letter? Oh, I do. I do. I have fabric. Oh my gosh, I just thought about that. I have the perfect fabric for this. Okay, I'm going to be making some fabric journals. I'm going to have to do a whole correspondence thing besides this one, because I have so many books on, and I have so much stuff. Okay, so I've got that letter thing. This is just random postage and add. This is this stamp collection is out of a game that I have. Here's another post office in Tampa, Florida. I have been to that post office. I think it's on what is the name of the road that it's on Hillsborough. Yeah. Here's another postman. Oh my gosh, look at the postal worker. This is cute. Look at the postal worker paper doll. Oh my goodness. How cute is he? He is cute. He's going to be fun. Right. Veronica has not done a... I know. I heard you were moving. Veronica, but I don't know where you're moving to. You don't have to say if you don't want to. And Veronica has a channel, but she has not done a thing in a while. So follow Veronica at Veronica Wilson 4801. Is that your channel thing? So let me see. Sean is saying, I'm trying to get the courage to do a flip through video, but I'm nervous. I have Khadijah and Carrie in my head though. Bring the fear with you. You do it afraid, girl. Do it afraid. I have, my sister gave me a plaque, and I have it by my bed, and it says, when you do something afraid, when you do something out of, oh, I forgot. Oh, now I forgot what it says. Oh my goodness. Because it's probably still packed. I don't have it next to my bed right now, but I did for years. And it says like it does something that makes you brave or whatever. I forgot what it was. But anyway, well, that was bad. I should have remembered it. It was by my bed. I can see it. Oh gosh. Sean, come on, girl. You can do it. You want to hop in the live with me? I'll put you on split screen and you can try. Aw. Hey, we are such a friendly bunch here. That, you know. Oh, you're going to Honduras? Nice. Okay, so the cool thing about Honduras is textiles. You are going to get all kinds of awesome textiles. So when you get to Honduras, you need to look up all the women that do tailoring. This is what I did when I had friends in Indonesia. When I was in Australia, because Indonesia is right there, they had personal tailors, because workers like to, is it a worker? Someone who you hire is very inexpensive there, but products are expensive. So they do have tons of tailors, and they have all their clothes are like handmade and tailored. My friend, she brought me, I have a shirt from Indonesia that was tailored. She had her tailor make me a shirt in traditional Indonesian block print fabric. And so she came back with a whole bag of Indonesian fabric scraps for me. So you're going to have to remember that when you go there, because Honduras is the same way. They have they will look up tailors and ask them if you can have their scraps, and they will. If the person who, because normally a lot of people go get their clothing. What my friend told me was that you would get your clothing done and they offer you if you want the rest of the fabric, but she said most people don't want it because it's just a bunch of little scraps. And so then they just hoard them in their house. They don't ever use them, or they throw them out or put them in some kind of recycle thing. And so anyway, that's why she brought me a whole bag. It was amazing. So you will have so much fun. And Sean is on the treadmill right now, which is where I should be. I've often thought about, but I don't know if I can craft. You know the thing that you put underneath your desk and you can do the little, like a cycle underneath your desk, but I don't know if I can craft and do that at the same time. Because I know I cannot do, I tried like doing my treadmill and reading. I can't do that. I can't even watch, like, I put my iPad up there and I can't watch anybody doing like movement, or I get motion sickness. And anyone who does like lives where they're walking around with their camera live, I get motion sickness. It's so bad. I have to kind of look away. Oh, you did that in the bridal shops? See? There you go. That's how come you ended up with all that great bridal lace and what do you call those? What's that stuff called? Oh my gosh. Appliques. So, yeah, this is fun. This is like walking down memory lane because I haven't gone through this thing in a couple of years. So this is fun. So this is a couple of years of collecting on this theme. And somebody in here asked me what I was doing. I'm actually working on birthday journals, but out of birthday journals came out a correspondence journal, and out of the correspondence journal, I was looking for something in my garage, and I'm challenging myself after I got off the phone with Khadijah today that I'm going to haul a bin in, because it's all been packed since my move, and I'm going to haul a bin in and go through a bin. Well, in the bin was this. So, and in this was all of this. And so I am finding all these things. I had every intention of doing a correspondence journal years ago, and I've been collecting over the years, and I have all kinds of fun stuff, like really fun stuff. And I have 2 of these. I don't know that I'm going to do, this one's really good. But I don't know if people that shop my shop enjoy the little golden book. So I may just pull the pages out and not do the golden books. I'm thinking I'm going to do fabric ones, and then I'll do something with him. For sure, I'm thinking on the front cover of a book, I'm going to put him on there. And I'm going to do some fabric ones. Now that I know I've got 2 patches, and I have 2 of these books, so I could, well, this one doesn't have a back. I could just use the pages out of it. That's what I'm thinking. So I have a couple of these people, pattern ladies holding mail. And then I also have her, a special delivery one. And I don't know. I think she's so cute. I may keep her for myself because I don't know if anyone would want to buy a journal made out of this. But I may keep her for myself and do my own correspondence journal. I'm not sure yet. So, Erin. Hey, Erin. We're just having a whole postal correspondence party in here while you're helping me sort through all this ephemera I just found in my bin in my garage. So I'm going to do some correspondence journals. after I do, I don't know if I should do it all at one time. I think I might get overwhelmed. I'm almost, um, I have everything picked out for my two birthday journals. I did that the other day. So this stuff is all organized and ready to go. And am I the only one that does this? Do you guys make stuff and forget that you made it? Because I made these and I've totally forgot that I had made those. And so that was a pleasant surprise when I was pulling out my birthday ephemera. So, oh my goodness. I have got to go to Erin's. I need to go to an Erin sale because I am missing out on her dyed paper. Ah. Your battery's dying, Sean? Okay, bye, Sean. You're making me feel bad because you're on the treadmill and I am not. But I need to get over this sinusitis and I will be, it's because brought on from the cold, being cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. So I am selling these. Yes, I am. They will be for sale. I made one for myself already for my birthday, and my birthday's coming up in March. And I'm a slow journal maker, so. But anyway, so these are going to go in these journals. So that was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, I had already kind of pulled everything for the birthday journals. I pulled all kinds of my background pages, and I'm good to go. We picked out the papers I'm using. It's a line from Teresa Collins. It's called Sweet Afternoon. It's so pretty. Such a pretty line. And that's going to be the thing. And then I found like really cute, I've got some stuff that I brought back from Denmark. I've got little kids party, vintage party invitations. Look at the little dog in there. Oh my goodness. I am not going to like glue him in at all because I know some people do not like clowns. So I'm just going to like tuck it in a pocket and just put like a clown warning on it. So I know you love clowns, but not everyone does. So, oh, hi Color Symphony 1111. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. What's your name? I'm glad you're joining us. Oh no. My cord reaches, I didn't trip or fall. I did trip or fall. That would be a hilarious visual. Oh no, did you trip? Are you okay? Your name is Trish. Okay, I got to write your name down, Trish, because I'm keeping a list of everybody. However, I cannot find the paper I wrote it on. So I will be able to call you by your name. Symphony 111. Is your birthday on November 11th? And then, so welcome. Are you a junk journaler, a crafter, an artist? What do you craft, or are you just like watching crafting things? Let me show you what else I found in my fun little birthday stuff. Yeah, so I found these little ice cream sandwich bars. I'd actually bought these because my oldest daughter is nicknamed Sammy. And so I have a stack of these little ice cream bar things. I thought those would be fun bags for the journals. And then I have a whole pile of stuff I'm going to be making that I forgot that I knew how to make. And so I'm going to go back and revisit those crafts. I've got a little pile over here, and I'm going to be making ephemera. So there's that. So I'm good for the birthday ones. So I'm definitely going to work on those. And I will put a clown warning on the envelope that the clown goes in. And then in the meantime, I did pull this stuff I was showing at the beginning. I pulled this stuff today. So I got to find the rest of this. I know I have this whole ledger, and I love it because it's all pink and blue. The ledger is pink and blue. I don't know if you can see that. I have a lot of shadow casting in here because I had to turn a lot of overhead lights on. because it's kind of getting dark out now. So, yay, you're new to junk journaling. Okay, so your birthday is 11/21. Cool. That's awesome. And I found some wrapping paper, and then I found this really cute wallpaper that I'm going to add to it. Is It's Not Fun wallpaper. All this was in my stash. So I'm going to be using that in the birthday journal. So that was happy and fun. I've got pink. I know Khadijah is loving this wrapping paper. That's she's my twin. So I usually, if I like it, I know she's going to like it, and vice versa. And then I said I found these I got in Denmark at the Tiger store in 2010, and I'm finally breaking them out, and I'm going to do something with these, but I thought they were so cute with the cat and the birthday packages, so I'm going to make something of those. This I got in 2015 from the Cat Kitchen store, so I've got some of those napkins. That was my trip to the UK in 2015. So I've got some kitchen labels, and then I pulled some fun bike ads and birthday kids and stuff from magazines and some old Sears catalogs. And then I went through and got some cute vintage magazine images. So that's on my list too to go to. I've always wanted to go to Bermuda. I would love to go to Bermuda. I've got to get there. My nephew is getting married. He just got engaged at Christmas, and he wants to do a destination wedding, and I am going to pull for Bermuda. I'm going to be like, let's go to Bermuda. And that way I will have my bucket, something knocked off my list of going there, and I'll have a reason to go. It'll kind of force me. So I have all these kids things, and I was telling Julie earlier that I wish that Pillsbury would come back out with this retro brownie box, because wouldn't these make the cutest junk journal covers? So I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to mail it into Pillsbury and drop a little, a little idea in there. See if they'll do it, because they're so cute. I know, right? Yeah, right, Trish? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Sandra. Well, I've been doing this a long time. And I travel a lot. As a missionary, I travel a lot. And also my sister and I traveled a lot for business. So when we traveled together, we would always try to find where all the thrift stores were in whatever country we were in and hit there. So I have a lot of stuff from all over. Anyway, so look at these yummy brownies and her party cookies for kids. They're little clown cookies. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to put a clown warning on that. I have a couple of these fizzies. These are fun. They got their little birthday hats on. And then I got some more children toys. Did anybody have this? They walk, talk, and skate. Our famous walking doll, baby's first step. Oh my gosh. You know what? You need that for your Kate Can Skate journal, Khadijah. And then this one is Cheerful Tearful. Anybody have Cheerful Tearful? Oh, here's another. I'm going to have to put another clown warning. They make children laugh. Did anyone have Patootie is the talking clown with the sad mask? Okay, so he came with a separate mask, I guess. And then, of course, Tom and Jerry. Oh, my gosh. I would love to have Tom and Jerry right now. And then Bernie Bernard. Oh, he's got a little barrel around his neck. That's so cute. And then we have they whisper and talk, and their lips really move. Baby Teeny Talk and Baby Secret. I remember the Baby Secret commercials, because her hand would go up and the girl would hold it up and she'd tell her secret. You're going to have to look for the talking clown. You're going to have to look for the talking clown. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. All you newbies should watch Hazel's interview of Jonna, because she has had so many interesting experiences and it helps you get to know. Aw, thank you, Sean. How awesome she is, and fun stories about her family. Aw, thank you. I'm just glad that people want to hear about. I'm very nostalgic about my family and my childhood. Those were just. I was very fortunate, even though I lost my father. My father was very young, and I was young when I lost my father. When he passed, it was very traumatic for me. I still hang on. I think I got stuck at that age, and I still act that age. So, but oh, thank you guys. You're very kind. Thank you. So anyway, but I remember Baby Secret commercials. So I will cut this one out. I don't need, I'll put this in your cake and skate. I'll make you a journal card for your cake and skate journal, Khadijah. I better make myself a note so I don't, don't forget. In fact, I'm going to cut it out right now so I don't forget. Yeah, that's so funny, Trish. You probably wanted one. I probably wanted one too. I got I don't know if you remember the Chrissy doll. Chrissy was the one that had the growing hair and you pulled it out of the top of the head and then she had a button on her back and you push it in and then her hair would retract. So she was like the growing hair doll. And I didn't get Chrissy, I got Velvet. And my parents bought me Velvet because she had the brown hair like I had, and we had a dog, we had an Irish setter growing up, and her name was Lady Velvet of Sharon, and we called her Velvet, and so that's why they got me that one. Yeah, it's hard to lose your parents, that's for sure. Yep, changes the it can change the trajectory of your life. It changed mine because the same time my father passed, my grandfather passed, and we had to go down and take care of my grandmother. So we actually moved, and we moved in my junior year, the end of my junior year. So my senior year of high school, I had to start all over again in a whole new, not only a new town but a new state with a totally different culture. Like I went to high school outside DC in an experimental preppy high school, and then I ended up down on the beach coast of Florida on the west coast and in a beach town, and it was totally so weird. Anyway, it was just like culture shock. It was like total culture shock for me. I struggled. That's why I ended up getting a job as a singer in a nightclub in my senior year of high school. I had too many credits, and so I got to only go a half day. And then I got a job. It was crazy. I got a job in a band, and it was in an after hours club they were called, and I wasn't even old enough to be singing in a nightclub because I was only 17. The drinking age was actually 18 in Florida at the time, and then later on they changed it to 21. But I was only 17, and I had in my contract, it literally said how many feet away from I could work in there, but I wasn't allowed within a bar or any alcoholic beverage on a table. And so they would have to basically kind of clear the edge tables around like the show floor. And yeah, it was very interesting. So but anyway, so those are my birthday journals, and I'm gonna definitely do the correspondence journals, and I think I'm gonna do them fabric covered. And I think for myself, whatever I have left over, I usually do that when I'm working on the journal. If I have stuff left over, I make my own because I just did the coffee journals. In fact, my Gilmore Girl and coffee journal is still up in my shop, in my Etsy shop. But then I had made this was sitting in my shop for the longest time, and I'm like, I'm gonna make myself a journal out of it. So it was just an empty traveler's notebook in my shop, and I pulled it down, and I decided I was gonna use all my extra stuff. I made myself a little felt donut, and I had some charms left over, so I made myself a charm, and then I filled this with all the leftover coffee, and I just made it for myself. So with leftovers, and that's normally what I do if I have a bunch of leftovers. Do you guys do that, or what do you do with all your leftovers? Like not only with my journals do I give a whole pack of leftovers, but then I had leftovers from the leftovers. So, but this was my my coffee journal. So I love this apple coffee cake. And I have an old Maxwell thing, and I did I did a printable made up of printable. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Sandy is Wilhelmina Journals. She also Junk Journal. She also has a channel. So if you're not following her, go follow her. She does has live sales also, and she has amazing stuff. And Erin, I want to get in on one of your live sales. And Susie's in the house. Hi, Susie. And sometimes I include a pillow. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. So I had a bunch of extra stuff left over. I wanted to put in the journals, and then I did some activity journals I sold, and Khadijah bought one. And you need to go find her video because it's hysterical when she gets to this thing. And I put all the extra stuff in, like I make envelopes and put all your extra stuff in an envelope. And I stitched it at the top so it's closed so the stuff doesn't fall out. And she's like, how do I get into this? Is this a pillow? And it's just so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, my friend, how are you? Good to see you too. You have your mini me up. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to do Trinket Tuesdays. I'm getting ready to film a Trinket Tuesday tonight for tomorrow. If it doesn't go up tomorrow, then I'll put up a haul video because I already have that one done. But I am getting ready to do because I'm going to put those trinkets on these journals. So I'm getting ready to make a trinket for those, and I'm going to do those little things that we made. Yes, I know it's your Margaret Weeble wobble. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I know. I have a plethora of commercials in my head. I know tons of commercials, jingles from back in the day. I was a Saturday morning cartoon kid. Yep. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Trish. Color Symphony 1111 is new, and so give her a shout out. She is coming out on her name is Trish, and she is starting her junk journal journey. So that's exciting. And okay, Aaron had the Weeble Cottage. What? You had a Weeble Cottage? Oh my gosh, how cool is that? That's so much fun. So, my Bert and Ernie, your husband was impressed. Oh, Sean, that's so funny. Yeah, I had fun doing Bert and Ernie. I tried to do some other ones. Actually, I'm working on a Oscar right now, but I'm having some difficulty making him look realistic. So I may end up doing some more clay art, like I did the Grinch. I did my little Grinch. I don't know. Do I have him here? I made a Grinch in my clay art. Let me see if I have him handy. I don't know if I have him handy here. I thought I showed him once. I don't think I have him. Hold on 1 second. Let me look. Might be. I kind of packed up my Christmas stuff, but I haven't quite put it away yet. Let's see. Oh yeah, here he is. Oh no, he's not on there. Did he just fall off? Oh shoot, did he fall off when I pulled him out of the bin? Yeah, he fell off. Okay, so I may have to make an Ernie. I made this Grinch. He's made out of clay. So I formed him. I did him years ago on a live. Oh gosh, I don't even know how many years now. And I put him on a clip. So I think what I'm going to have to do is Oscar. I may make him and do him out of clay and put him on, make a clay charm or something. I don't know. So, aw, thank you. Yeah, he was fun. He was fun. Getting the eyes the right way. But I was really into clay art back then. I was making all kinds of stuff out of clay, so I got really kind of proficient in it in it. But um it's been a while. So oh shoot, now I am. But anyway, so this is what, so do you guys do that too? Do you? Thank you. Um, so do you guys, when you have stuff left over, do you make yourself a journal? Or are you the type of person that makes a journal for yourself and then decides you're going to make some for somebody else, like to sell? Do you do that too? I kind of work both ways, but lately I've been doing whatever's left over. So I didn't do a flip through of this of my coffee journal. This is like coffee and books. So what I thought about doing here is making, I thought about, like, here she's drinking her coffee. I thought about doing like my books, like book reviews and things in here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to use it for, is maybe like coffee and books. And it has a little bit of everything in it. It's got a little bit of Gilmore Girls. That was a printable I did. And then it's coffee, Gilmore Girls, and books. And look, daisies, because I left this on here because she's got a cup of coffee, and I loved her skirt. Oh my gosh, Khadijah, look, could you imagine having a skirt like that? It's like a maxi skirt from back in the day. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, go ahead. If you have the blue wrench, you can post on people's channels. So if you don't mind doing that in the chat, that'd be awesome. And then I'm going to go back and look up their channel myself. So that'll be great. And I bought this from Angela from her live sale. She had a coffee thing, and then I had like a pink bed, I think, because on the other side there's like a coffee set on one of the nightstands. But anyway, this was all my leftover coffee and books. And so this was kind of fun. Yeah, that was that thing I bought from one of Angela's lives. I actually bought 3 of them, and 2 of them I have framed on my coffee bar. It's a long, narrow frame that I had. So, but anyway, so yeah, and then I left myself like my leftover stickers I put in here so I could use them while I'm journaling. Here's how to make a perfect cup of coffee. Yeah, so that was that one. And then that was one of my printables for the Gilmore Girls that I did. But, so that I did leftovers. And then I did the same thing when I worked on my other journal. I did the same thing. I had my, I don't think I did a flip through of my own little house on the prairie journal. Let me pull that one out of the closet. And this one is so chunky. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have totally taken a rabbit trail now. But I didn't do I did not do a flip through of my own journal. I did flip throughs of the ones that I sold when I was done, but I didn't do one on my own. And so this was all my handmade stuff. I did the little coffee pot on a Trinket Tuesday. I made that out of clay. We did this on a Trinket Tuesday, these fabric beads, and crocheted the little bow and did that. It was one of Angela's printables, and I shrunk it down and put it on dominoes. But anyway, that's my charm. And then my friend cut these for me. So everybody got one of these. My friend cut a piece of wood, a branch. That's what it's called. And then we made this on the Trinket Tuesday. So I did a lot of stuff for Trinket Tuesday with these journals, but this was mine. that I did for the Prairie Girls Gather. And this was actually my Little House on the Prairie book. So that I read when I was a kid. And then I had some ephemera from the going to the Little House or the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum. So I had ephemera. It's the DVD thing. And then so yeah, this one is all stuff that I had left over from doing those journals. I watercolored some wildflowers. I'm really not very good at it. So if you got one of those, I apologize. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Erin. Thanks, ladies, for putting people's channels up. That's awesome. Aw. Thanks, Sandra. I love when you guys share your trinkets. It's so much fun. Have you guys gone? I have a playlist called Trinket Tuesday on my playlist. And if you posted something that you participated in Trinket Tuesday, I've added you to it. If I have not added, it's not an oversight. It's because it was like a new thing I started doing not too long ago. So I need to go in and search the hashtag Trinket Tuesday to see who all has participated so I can continue adding. But did you guys see Stacy Cat Junction? Okay. Thanks, Khadijah. I'll see you over there. We'll just go from my house to your house. How's that? You forget to use the hashtag? I think I saw one of yours and I put the hashtag in the comment section because I was like, people need to see this. Yeah, Trudy's awesome too. She's fun. She's been vlogging, so it's been fun, her journey. But anyway, forgot what I was talking about. Trinket Tuesday. Yeah, so I do have a hashtag. I do have the hashtag for Trinket Tuesday, and if you posted something, but Stacy Cat Junction, what's her channel? Oh my gosh, you know who I'm talking about? It's Stacy, but it's like, oh, what is her name? Her channel name? I'm drawing a total blank. That's the problem. Okay, thanks, Erin. You're amazing. You guys are awesome. And you know who I'm talking about? Oh, that's it. Thank you, Sandra. Junkie Cat Junction. That's the problem with having like subscriptions. Like when you subscribe, it's not a problem, but I just click on them at the top, and then I forget like kind of their names. It's kind of like when you have phone numbers stored in your phone and you're not dialing a person's phone number anymore. If I ever lost my phone, I do have a backup. I do have written down numbers of people. I have an address book still, but if I ever lost my phone and needed to call a friend to come pick me up and I had to use, they don't even have payphones anymore. But if I had to borrow somebody's phone and call someone, I couldn't. I don't think I know not one person's phone number by heart. And I probably should learn at least one person because you don't dial them anymore. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes. Okay, so my Trinket Tuesdays, I've done a couple of lives, but most of them are pre-recorded. So on Tuesdays, they pop up at like midnight or something, and they'll play all day long the next day. But I have several in there, and lots of people have participated. But Stacy's was hysterical. That Junkie Cat Junction, I was laughing so hard. I had to text her because I was like, I thought this is the coolest thing because I find them all the time, but I would never have thought to collect them. You've got to go watch her video. It's awesome. So she collects she did for Trinket Tuesday. She had a bin, a little box, and all the things that you would buy that don't have anything in it. So like if you go to the drive-through, she had like salt and pepper packets that were empty. They're sealed, but she got them and they were empty. Or she found something and it had two of something in it. Like if you got like a hard candy in a separate wrapper, like a lifesaver, it would have two lifesavers in it. Then she saved that. Oh my gosh, it was just, I've never seen anybody have a collection of that stuff. And she had quite an awesome amount of things. She found like one of the things she had in there was like a packet of, I don't want to tell you all of them because you need to go watch it, but there was like fortune cookies. So she got 2 fortune cookies in a sealed packet and a lot of like empty stuff. I know. Oh, did you see it, Sean? It was great. It was great. Yeah. Go look for her. 411, is that still a thing? I don't know, Sandra. I don't I don't know if 411 is still a thing. I know 911 is still a thing, but I don't know about the 411 where you could call and ask what somebody's phone number was. I totally forgot about 411. Oh my goodness. Totally forgot about it. So anyway, this was my journal that I made with some things that people sent me too in here for the Prairie Girls. Oh, I love pie. Oh my gosh, I love pie. And then just offcuts of things I made, and then things that reminded me of the Little House on the Prairie. So this was mine, and plus it reminded me of like things that I made when I did it. And I don't know what I'm gonna use this one for to journal in. I haven't decided. Yeah, I don't know. Sandy Wilhelmina sent me this in Happy Mail in an order. Well, I ordered from her and she sent me this thing. So I love it. This little, it's got springs in. I think it has Swiss, it's from like a Swiss watch. So I have things in here that people sent me, things I've found along the way. Like my friend sent me some Little House on the Prairie fabric, and that I made into a patch, but I haven't used it yet. And stuff I made on lives. And this was Angela's printable from that wrapping paper my sister gave me. And then I used it and didn't hoard it. And that was this Gasparilla by Cosmo Cricket. It was a paper line I've been holding on to, and this was the perfect journal to put it in. So and then here's a pen. Everybody who ordered the Little House on the Prairie got a pen from the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum. So I love adding that. I loved adding that kind of stuff. They got paper dolls also, a book of paper dolls from Little House on the Prairie. There was a book of paper dolls that I found. So this was fun. Did that on one of the lives. So anyway, that's my Little House on the Prairie journal. And that was a lot of fun. And I don't know why I pulled that out now. I forgot already. That's I need some water. Let's see what y'all are saying. Behind on videos, watching her while I make dinner in a bit. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sean. Yep, I had so much left over. I have a whole cart still. I probably could make like 3 or 4 still, and I was thinking about making it, and that's how come I made these, because I thought, oh, I'll just do like Prairie Girls, with the Holly Hobby. I'll just do some Holly Hobby Prairie Girls. But then, because my birthday's coming up, I thought I'm gonna do birthday journals, and then that led me to the correspondence journals, and here I am. So now I'm gonna be doing those. Oh my gosh, is it one of your goals? You need to go and watch the playlist. We have a hashtag. There's a playlist for the Prairie Girl journals. Aw, thank you. It was so much fun. That was so much fun. I have a ton of old paper dolls and a massive amount of the clothes in a bin. Really? Ooh, do share. To be honest with the paper doll thing, I know Angela's done something on paper dolls, and I knew, and also Carol at Crinkle Path, she did some things with paper dolls, and I've got a journal I'm getting ready to make for my summer journal, and I'll probably end up I've got so much, Daisy's my favorite flower and always has been. And Doris Day, I binge watch Doris Day all the time, her show, and she reminds me so much of my mother. And then I have a friend who used to call me Doris all the time because she's like, you remind me so much of Doris Day. And so anyway, Carol sent me these paper dolls. Look at these paper dolls. I didn't even know Doris Day had paper dolls, like seriously. But I don't usually look for stuff because, I mean, like online, do searches or anything for anything. I find everything out in the wild. And it wasn't until I met Angela and Carol that I just started buying from everybody online, like in, that do live sales. So that kind of opened up a new world because I've been trying to support my friends. But anyway, isn't that cool? So I've got to come up with some way of using, look at her little capri pants or pedal pushers, they used to call them back in the day. I love her. And then my sister sent me this. So she sent me an envelope and like a little note card that had daisies. So she knows I'm doing the daisy journal. And then I found this thing. And I've got a whole huge giant thing. And then one of my friends online sent me a Doris Day book. And I didn't even know Doris Day had a book out there. So I'm super excited about my Doris Day and Daisy because I'm putting my two loves together. I'm going to merge them into a journal. And then I'll probably have a lot left over from that. So if anybody wants a Doris Day and Daisy journal, they may be coming soon. And I'm doing a collab on something else with Mary of Plethora Paper. We're doing a collab together in March, and that's going to be exciting news too because I'm excited about those. So I've got to get these done. Yes, don't eat the daisies. Exactly. I love that movie. It was so cute. I love that movie. Okay, let's see. Aw. Sandy, your mom loves Doris Day. I love Doris Day. Sean said, Sandra, if I cook for you, can I come play at your house and stash? Exactly. That is funny. Oh, man. Okay, Sandra, you may have to walk us into your bin of your, oh my goodness. Okay, so they're not, I call them my adopted kids, but they're grown now. I mentored them. They're worship leaders, and I've known them since they were 19 years old. They're now in their late 30s, and they have children, and they call me Mama J. So they're like grandkids to me, and the parents are like my kids. And so anyway, she's texting me pictures, and she said we did a thing, and I'm kind of scared to look at it. Let's see. Thanks, Trish. Color Symphony 1111 is Trish for all of you who came in after our discussion. And Sheep Detective movie? What? What is the Sheep Detective movie? Can't wait for the new Sheep Detective movie to come out. If you watch it, that is my farm and sheep. Are you serious? Is it a real thing? Is that a real thing? Oh, you're so funny. Not really, but it could be. Oh my gosh. Because I'm thinking, that's cool. I would watch it. I want to see the alpaca with like a magnifying glass. Oh, she had me. She had me too, Sandra. Sandy had me too. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sandra, you have got to, you need to take us down memory lane in your bin of paper dolls. Now, I do have these paper dolls. I don't know what to do with them because they're huge. What do you guys do with your big paper dolls? Like, hold 1 second. Because I've had these things and I don't know what to do with them because they're so large. And I don't make journals that are this big. So what do you, like, look how big. She's massive. But all the parts are there. I got her at a mercantile I got to shop a closed mercantile up in Pennsylvania years ago. Oh, it's got to be at least 15 years ago. And they just been floating around in my craft stuff. So, I mean, I could probably use like the smaller items, but like, seriously, I don't know. These, like, she's just very large. This is Baby Kim cutouts. She has a hairbrush, and somebody else cut this out, and they did a pretty good job cutting. A little baby elephant, and there's that. But these are really big. I did scan the cake. I put her in her birthday dress, and because she was holding it, well, it's more like a brown-eyed Susan, but I did I put that in my journal. I scanned her and shrunk her so I could put her in my journal. But she's probably like, oh my gosh, look at her. That's like huge. Yeah, it's large. That's what I did, Sean. I just did it for personal use. Yeah, that's what I did. I just made her small. I printed her out smaller and put her in my birthday journal last year. And she's got like a little, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like a pig giraffe horse. I don't know what that is. Oh gosh. And she had a little birthday present and then nighty night. But these pieces are really large. I don't see, she's Whitman, so she's going to be copywritten. But look how cute the back is. I have tons of baby stuff. I have no reason. Yeah, this is from 1960. It's a lithograph company. And this is Whitman Publishing. So it's definitely copywritten. But I mean, I could use the cover to do something with, but I don't have any desire to do or no need to do a baby journal. And I have so much baby stuff. So if anybody's doing a baby journal, let me know. Right? That's what happened. Okay, so I was telling Khadijah this morning, we were talking on the phone, and I said I went through a bin out in the garage, and I found I found a whole bin of old quilts, and in the old quilts was a whole sunbonnet baby children's quilt, like a blanket for it's a handmade quilt of sunbonnet baby squares, and it's a beautiful quilt, and it would have been the perfect size for a journal because the sunbonnet babies are like half of her size, right? So like that big for like, it would have been perfect to do like little golden book size. I totally forgot I had her. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I've got 24 blocks of sunbonnet babies. What am I going to do with those? And then it's like, what should I just sell them? Like, I thought about just selling the quilt because it's all hand sewn. It's a beautiful quilt. Because I'd hate to cut it up. I don't like to cut into ones that are usable. I don't like to do that at all. But then having to take a picture of it and put it in my Etsy shop. Yeah. So that's what happened with it sold. But I had to make that big journal with the sunbonnet baby. I had some squares with a large sunbonnet baby, which was like not quite that big, but pretty big. And that journal was like 10 by, and I think the spine on that thing, I did 5 inserts. I think the spine on that thing was like 4 inches. That journal was huge. That journal came out awesome. That was a fun journal. I had fun doing the Prairie Girls journals. They were fun. Anyway, so like I said, I still have more. I still have more of this correspondence stuff. So I have tons. I love these books. She came out of one of those little Hallmark or American greeting books. And her little card, that's an airmail envelope. So I have tons. I'll be able to make a couple of these for sure. Oh my gosh, look how cute she is in her little robe. And it says Mary Lou to Santa. She's mailing a Dear Santa. So cute. Remember in the day we used to do our front door like packages, And then there's this about letters and notes and invitation cranes, fine papers. So I have a lot of fun vintage ephemera for these journals. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'm probably going to make 2 fabric journals, put like, I've got some mailman patches I can sew in, and I've got some mail. I do have mail fabric. I totally forgot that I had it, and I remembered it when I was talking about fabric. So, oh, why all the postman stuff? Because at the beginning I was showing how I started out making these covers for birthday, and then I had just like a square with these little pieces on it, and then I had these little pieces on it. So I started making 2 birthday journals, but I had one girl left over on the scrap fabric, and I didn't want to like put her away. And I thought, well, I've got all the colors out, I need to be working. So I started doing her as a correspondence journal. So she's going to be a correspondence journal. Well, in the meantime, I was pulling out all my stuff for the correspondence journal and came upon a whole bag of all of this postal stuff in a bin that I told Khadijah I'm going to go through my bins. Since I moved, I haven't been going through my bins and sorting and getting, organizing. And there was a whole bin of all this vintage ephemera. So I'm going to be making some correspondence journals. That's going to be my next journey after the birthday journals, I think. And I went to an estate sale. I remember buying these. Well, these were 2 different estate sales. And I found the little mailman and that. So I thought it'd be cute. You could keep your correspondence in it. Got this little mail pencil and a old P.O. box. It doesn't say where it's from, though. Eagle Lock. USPS. Postal box key. So I'll be cute as a trinket. So that is what I'm doing. And then I had this one, but I looked through here and I really didn't see that there was any postal stuff in it. So I guess because it's around the world type things. Oh my gosh, I love Snoopy. Look at I love that. He's all dressed up and he said, "Oh, you handsome dog, you." That's cute. So, I know I love Charlie Brown. I did some Charlie Brown journals a couple years back, 2 years ago. Come as you are party. So, clothing around the world. Huh. Charlie Brown's 4th super book of questions and answers. But I love the cover. That's another thing. So, should I use this cover and do another one? Like, the cover is good for that. But I don't know if this is something people are going to want. You know what I mean? A correspondence journal. I don't know. I'm going to do probably this one for myself because I don't think people are going to want a Sesame Street book. I don't know. What do you think? But I have tons of ephemera and all kinds of stuff. I'm definitely not going to, I'm going to use the pages in this thing. Because this one's, I'm not going to use the cover. I'm not going to do a little golden book one. If I do it, I'm going to do fabric ones, fabric covers. And I'll just put the pages in. And then probably what I'll do is I'll put the covers in with the journals maybe. In case somebody wants the covers. I don't know. Do people want the covers? I have no idea. So maybe I can do a barter with someone to do resizing for me, Sandra. What? You're so funny. I can just show you. I have your phone number. I'll call you. We'll do a hangout. We'll do like a FaceTime or something. I can show you how to do your resizing. It's really easy. It's not hard. I have a workaround. You don't have to do anything in Photoshop. So Oh my goodness. Yeah, Sean, I've got a huge Snoopy collection, very large Snoopy collection. I even have a lunchbox. Yuppers. So, Sean, she's no good at it. She's technically challenged. Oh, you do? Okay. Well, email me. I'll put you in my reserve list if you want one. Let me know because I'll have blue. I have blue and I have pink, and they're both still available because I haven't done them yet. So, but anyway. You're not that great at resizing things either? Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to do a video on it, on how to resize your stuff. Because it's not that hard. Okay. Email me so that I remember that you want the pink. Do you know which tag you want? I'll even let you choose your tag. Now, I never do this. I don't do custom journals anymore. Do you want balloons or gift? Yeah, I mean, I can do a video because I can do a, what do you call that? A screen share. And walk people. It's a cheat. It's a walk around. It's not like how you would resize something in Photoshop, but it resizes it for sure. And I can show you. You want the balloons. Got it. Pink and balloons. So that's the inside of the journal, by the way. It's a little hanky. And I stitched in a little pen holder in here, right there. So you got a little pen holder for your journal in the back if you choose to use it for that. If not, you can take a popsicle stick and wrap washi tape around it and stick it down in there too. What's Photoshop? Oh my goodness, Sandra, seriously? Photoshop's been around since I started scrapbooking in 1997. It is a program. It's by Adobe, and it is where you can like create layers and you can do digital art. Yes, exactly. Not hard to do at all. I have a workaround on how to do it. So this one will be going in this one then. But yeah. Awesome. So my email is thepreppycraftygirl@gmail.com. That's intense. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Sandra, I'm with Sandy. I'm with you. I took so many classes on Adobe Photoshop, and then when I went to college, in 2018, I went back to decide I was going to go back to college, and I went to college, and I had to do social media. I had to do all this Photoshop stuff, and I was like, for one of their ministries that they had, and where you have to take the little marching ants and you have to go around the item and you remove the background and all that stuff. I had to do all that. I don't care to use Adobe at all. I can't tell you how many. It wasn't until I took editing in film and TV that I understood Adobe. It was like all of a sudden, I don't know what it was, it clicked. And I think because in digital editing, we use the Adobe program and for editing, and it had you saw the layers, like the actual layers of a video when you're making it. And then all of a sudden it clicked in and I was able to do Photoshop. All the years I went and paid, all the classes I took free classes at the library. I paid for online classes back in the day when you used to have to buy CD-ROMs, you bought software. I don't know how many Adobe Photoshop softwares that I had, and they're not cheap. Oh, goodness. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Photoshop Elements 4. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I took classes on all that on in Windows, and I never could get the hang of the layers because I couldn't see them like stacked up on top of each other. And I it wasn't until I started doing, I'm telling you, until I started taking editing for film that I understood, because I could see it in 3D and then I could understand it. So, like for instance, you're working on, so it'd be like scrapbooking, and you start out with a piece of paper. So this is Adobe Photoshop, right? So, and you have layers. So, say you want to add this on top of something else, but it didn't make any sense to me because this was called layer 1 and what went under it was like layer 2. So that, I don't know. It was so confusing. And then on the right hand side, you have all your layers there. And then you have to like lock your layer if you don't want something to happen to it. And it was a lot. So if you are a, what do you call that? Graphic artist, they are worth every penny you pay them to do any kind of logo. When you hire them to do graphic artwork, they are worth every penny. Just saying. But my mind didn't work that way. That my mind didn't work the way of, I don't, as a tactile person, I didn't understand it. So I could never grasp it. Anyway, there are good tutorials, but they go so, I don't know, they go so fast. They go so fast. And they don't, the tutorials out there like didn't start. I needed, and I told this to my trainer when I was going for film and TV and I was in digital editing. Like I said, I need it as if I've never been on a computer. Like I need to know how to open up the program, how to start a file, where to store my file, how to tell how large the file is. Like I needed 101. And I found some guy at school. He was the nicest guy. I was in the editing suite where like we have all these huge Mac computers, and you plug your computer into their computer and you work off their computer and blah blah blah. And we were in there one night, and I had a final that was due, and I literally was sitting there crying, no lie, sobbing into my gummy worms. And he was the nicest guy. He was from Indonesia, and he's like, I'll help you. And so I said, you can't help me because this is like my final. I need to turn this in. It wasn't a final edit, but it was for a final project. And so anyway, I said, you have to like just show me how to do it, and I need to know like how to start a file, how to save my file, what to call my file, how to continue working on the file, how to find the file, like because we were working on Macs and I was always a Windows operator, so I had to learn all about Macs on top of going to college and learning a technical trade. And so it was so hard, but he was so kind, and he sat there and he's like, okay, so pretend you're standing over this table, and he was like describing it in 3D so I could get it. And oh my gosh, bless his heart, he helped me. It is when you're a tactile learner. Yes, it is. But he helped me. It was so awesome. So nice. I get it, Sandra. Me too. Yes, for real. I need to learn. Yeah, I need to learn different. You get lost with tutorials. I miss the old days when you get a set of printed directions and things. Yes, agree. Yeah. It was crazy insane, but he explained it. He took his time, and I never really truly understood it probably until after about a year. I lucked out. Just somehow things would work out. Like I didn't know how to. I didn't know when you're working on layers. I don't know. Some of you do. Do editing, and like editing in iMovie, it's very dumbed down. It's really simple, or even CapCut. Like it's super simple. I work with editing for like movies, like so you'll have like 100 layers for a clip, one clip, and because you'll layer in colors, you'll layer in LUTs. They're called LUTs. They're like an overlay. Like if you had like if you took like an acetate thing that had like something in acetate that had a print on it. It's called a LUT, and you can lay like it's not acetate, but it's digital, and you can lay it over so it'll make your film look like it's old. So it's kind of in Instagram they do the same thing, or in photo, like when you're editing a photo, there's like mild copies of stuff like that, but they're called LUTs. And you'll have like, oh, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So, and the other thing was I never edited anything. So I was going to this, like having to not only shoot my own short film, shoot it, learn how to use the audio equipment, learn how to, and we edited it. We had to learn lighting. Like it was so nuts. We had to make a 3-minute short for our first project. And our first project was due like 2 months into the 2 months thing, and I'm thinking, and they didn't tell you, like, I'm like, how do you find music that's not copywritten, like that you can use on your in your film? And I didn't know how to like clip my music and set it to my movie, and I had to learn all of that. And somehow, by the grace of God, my first film, I had picked a song. I didn't even look to see how long it was, and it matched up perfectly with all my shots. Like it was just like it was yeah, that was God, and I got it in on time. But it's crazy. It was fun. Yes. Lighting is very tricky, but it's interesting. I worked for a TV studio, and I was the assistant to the executive producer, and so I got all like hands on all kinds of stuff. And he's like, anything you want to learn, just ask. I'll teach you anything you want to learn. And so a lot of times I was there for like all the lighting setups and stuff, and I'd haul like multi-million-dollar lighting you have to move around. It's terrifying. When you work in TV, that equipment is so expensive. Oh my gosh. Like I'm like, this is my house. This camera is like the price of my house. It's nuts. But it's fun. Yeah. I'm not crazy about editing, but it's it's a living. Yeah, you use iMovie. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's very basic. Yep. Yeah, because you don't have to create stuff. It's already created for you. I use iMovie when I'm doing my stuff for YouTube because it's easy. I don't have to think about it. So, but iMovie does a lot of stuff for you, so that's good. They have all their prefab made up stuff, so you don't have to create digital content. Anyway, oh, she is? Okay, everybody's leaving. We're all going to Cotty's. So go to Paint, Paper, Play, and let's go show her some love. It was a great learning experience, Trish. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for joining in on my live. I appreciate all of you who are new and all of my friends who showed up. And it was fun. And I'm going to say hi, and hopefully I will see you over at Khadijah's. If you're not doing anything, go see Tracy and Khadijah. They're going to be crafting. So let's go say hey and show the love, okay? See you soon. Bye, guys. And now is when I'd want my song to come in right here. I hear it every single time I say bye. It was nice to meet all of you. It was good hanging out with you, Sandra. Bye. Preppy crafty girl.